Hello, 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 everyone. Today is your friendly neighborhood queer Christian, and today is the Friday word. So today we are outside here in New York City, all right, on this beautiful summer day. And one of the things I wanted to talk about today is I had to come on with a very specific type of way if I was going to do this message, because today I want to talk about resilience and the power of resilience. But then as I was walking over here, because I do live in New York City, I was passing down a street that is not heavily, there's not a lot of traffic on that street, but it takes me to here, to the Hudson River Park. And as I was walking down, I saw these two people, and the woman was conducting in sexual activity, let's put it that way, right? And, these are clearly people who've seen better days, but, it is what it is. So one, I won't say I'm not like some saint. I was like icked out by the entire thing, right? I just had to just walk past and look, ugh. But then when I got beyond my fleshy part, because I keep it 100, I thought about that woman, because what I could see when I was going down, he was clothed and she was, anyway. And I thought, when she was a little girl, is that what she saw for her life? Right? And we know that, this is New York. We know there's mental health issues. We know there's, it's easy to fall through the cracks, all those sort of things. But, as someone, I just, to keep it 100, I was a caretaker. I was my mother's caretaker at 15. And that's a whole story to itself. And so I know what it can like to see people when they're, when things are not doing so well. But there's something in us when we are able to, when we've gone to that place, and I'm going to speak as a woman, particularly as a woman, and I'm going to speak as a woman. When you get to that place, when that sense of self is gone, when your sense of who you are is completely gone, that's usually a very hard place to come back from. And I've known people who have been in recovery, and they will share what they did when they were in recovery. And a lot of times it's so painful that either they try to forget because the fear will take them back, because it's hard to face what they did. Because when you have an addiction, that addiction takes over. And so the sense of self begins to chip away until the addiction is leading you wherever it wants to take you. And so with that sort of understanding, when that place of you had that falling apart, I go back until I think about this woman. She was, you think about what takes when you have, when that sense of self is completely gone. I would argue when you're in that place, it's dangerous. It's dangerous to the people around you. Because if you have no sense of self, you will not protect anyone around you, because you don't know how to protect yourself. So all that to go on and say is that, one, it did affect me, and I'm sure it's affecting her, and the power of resilience. And I come back to the power of resilience, because life will hand you things, right? One of the reasons I got on this call to say this year has been a doozy, absolute doozy, right? And this year I was offered a project. They changed the date. I said, no problem. And then as soon as they changed the date, the other person they wanted for the project came through. And so even though I had agreed to the 2 dates, I didn't get it and didn't get that money. Okay. It was another project. They told me I was coming for a callback. And then not even within that hour, I was told it's not for me. Right. And so, and this, a job. And so there's been a lot of boom, 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 booms this year. And with that, it's not that I don't get upset. It's not that I don't get sad. It's not that I don't get depressed. Because that's the one thing, is that because we are Christians and we walk this walk, it doesn't mean that bad things, or like things that will disappoint us, won't hurt us. We know that's true, right? We know that things, just because you are under the covering, so to speak, it doesn't mean that life won't be lifing. It will. But I would say in this walk, what will help you from going to that place where you lose yourself. And I'm not saying that woman probably did go to church. She probably did have, had to sing the hymns. But it's more than just going to the church and going through the movements. When you are really under that sense of the covering, when you really know that you are with God, there is a place that will sustain you. There's a place that will create sort of a boundary of where you just won't go. Because if you know and believe that you're beautifully and wonderfully made, then you cannot believe that anything can touch this. Anything can get to this. There has to be a barrier. And that woman is that's an extreme example, right? That's the example you can see right here. But this example can happen with people who are comfortable, right? You can think of, a certain politician who his wife was insulted by another politician and at first was upset, but then let it go, and that partner still stayed with him. So who in that scenario is not allowing that boundary, not allowing, there's a line. That means you have no line. There's no line you will not cross. That need, when the power of something else is greater than you, then resilience can't kick in, because resilience, the definition of resilience is being able to bounce back. Being able that you can be stretched, you can be compressed, but you will bounce back. And there are times when life will hit you so hard that you don't think you can bounce back. And I would argue that moment, that is when you want to lean on your faith. Proverbs 3:5-6. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to him, and he will make your path straight. Now, lean not on your own understanding. It doesn't mean that things won't happen. But when you're not leaning on your own understanding, on only what you're seeing, it can sustain you. Because right now, I'm in a place of where I've experienced a disappointment. And I'm not happy about it. And I kept thinking, is this something I should do? But within that disappointment, I know there's a line that I will not cross for me. Then I know that I will bounce back. This hurts, I'm experiencing it right now, but I will bounce back. Amen. I will go to Romans 8:8. Meanwhile, the moment we get tired in the waiting, God's Spirit is right alongside, helping us along. If we don't know how to pray or what to pray, it doesn't matter. He does our praying in and for us, making prayer out of our wordless sighs, our aching groans. He knows us far better than we know ourselves, knows our pregnant condition, and keeps us present before God. That's why we can be sure that every detail in our lives of love for God is worked into something good. When we don't know what to do, when we're confused, when we're at a place where our sense of self has separated, before you get to that place of separation, because in that place of separation it's hard to then rely on God, because you have no sense of anything. But before you get to that place, if you can, with those disappointments, if you can lean not on your understanding, again, it doesn't mean you won't be sad, it doesn't mean you won't be angry right now. I am angry right now, amen. Won't be angry, won't be sad. But you will know that this sucks, but I am resilient, and I will bounce back. And I will make sure that sense of self is always protected. I won't let something else be stronger than who I am. And who I am is a child of God. Amen. I hope this touches someone. All right. I hope you have a wonderful week, and hope to see you in the next video.